Hello there and welcome to Brian Lomax's Movie Talk. Just back with another Blu Ray update. I just wanted to show you some of the movies I picked up recently on Blu Ray, obviously, because it's a Blu Ray update. So I don't think you needed that explaining, but hey ho, there you go. First up is Thief. This is a Michael Mann film. I got this because we reviewed it recently on the Brits on Flicks podcast. Me and Graham over at Man v Film. We do a podcast on iTunes, if you don't know already, called Brits on Flicks. And we reviewed this in depth. And it's a really good film. It's not up there with Heat or The Insider or a few other of Michael Mann's films. I wouldn't say it was my favourite of his by a long shot, but it's pretty good. You can see it's pretty much a blueprint for Heat, to be honest. You can see the evolution from this to LA Takedown to Heat. You know, you can see him refining essentially the same story over and over until he gets to Heat, which is his absolute masterpiece, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you've not seen it. Next up is A Single Man. I did go over this in a episode of Letterboxd Sundays a while back. I bought it on the strength of Tom Ford, because Nocturnal Animals was absolutely brilliant. Incredible film. And this is good. It's not quite as on the level of Nocturnal Animals, I don't think. It's got a few issues with it, but on the whole, it's a very engaging film. And Colin Firth gives one of his best performances, it must be said. Tom Ford, definitely a filmmaker to be watching. Next up is Iron Man, the first one. Picked this up fairly cheap. Didn't own it on Blu-ray, obviously, because why would I buy it again if I did? But I did own it on DVD, and I thought, you know what, I've got the other two on Blu-ray, so let's bag this one. It's Iron Man, you know. I think everything's been said about Iron Man that can be said, but it's a good film. It's a great start to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Back when they were colour grading properly and shooting on film and things. It's good. Robert Downey Jr., fantastic as Iron Man. Jeff Bridges, fantastic as the Ironmonger. And Gwyneth Paltrow is pretty good. So, yeah, fun times. Next up is Terrence Malick's The New World. Got this on a car boot sale. It's a very good film. I've not seen this one, actually, because this is the extended cut. But I picked this up for £1.50. And it is my favourite Terrence Malick film. Now, I've only seen each Terrence Malick film once. There's a couple of his that I've not seen, but the ones I have, I've only seen them once. So I only have the one viewing on which to judge. And based on those viewings, I would say New World was my favourite. Really loved it. If you've not seen this film, for me, I've never seen a film that kind of gave me the sense of what it was truly like to be at the birth of America, as we know it today, i.e. when the white man went over and decided it was his. Terrence Malick got blueprints apparently for Jamestown and rebuilt it the same as they'd originally built Jamestown. So it is very authentic. It feels very authentic. And as I say, I watched the movie, and throughout the whole thing, I just felt like I was there in that time and place. It took me back to that time and place, how I could imagine it. If you haven't seen this, strongly urge you to check it out. Next up is The Theory of Everything. This is a pretty decent film. I like the performances, really. That's the main thing I like about it. I do think it's well written. I think it deals with some pretty heavy themes, weighty issues. Obviously looking at the division between religion and science, and whether or not there should even be a division. But I think Eddie Redmayne clearly shows his chops here as a performer. It's a shame that pretty soon after this he did Jupiter Ascending, but I prefer to remember this one. Jupiter Ascending actually isn't as bad a film as people make out, but Eddie Redmayne's performance in it was. We still got this, proof that he's a great actor. You know, it's not the only one. He's done plenty of other roles that I think wash away the memory of Jupiter Ascending. But yeah, if you ever want to pull out the card, that's the go-to film. Next up is Leon, the Professional Special Edition. I picked this up for $4.99 from HMV because I bought something else and this was half price as a result. This includes both the theatrical cut and the extended cut. Now, the theatrical cut is one of my favourite films of all time. Never seen the extended cut, so really looking forward to that. Yeah, who'd have thought a film about a hitman essentially adopting a young girl could be so entertaining? And Gary Oldman gives one of his most over-the-top but excellent performances of his career. Next up is Unbroken. This is a film that I feel gets unfairly dismissed. I think when it came out, the reviews were kind of middling, average, 3-star kind of reviews. Even though, you know, obviously they found some 4-star reviews to stick on the cover. I agree with those 4-star reviews. I think it's really good. Some excellent performances from the cast. And I think Angelina Jolie does a really good job directing. I think she shows that she does have the chops to make it as a director. And I know she's done a couple of other films, haven't really gone down so well. I've not seen them, so I can't judge. But on the strength of this, you know, I think she's definitely one to watch as a director. I think it's a good film. It's based on a true story, a story worth telling, I think. And it's got a lot to teach us about forgiveness. Yeah, so just dropped it. But check that out. Check that out. Next up, back to Tom Ford, Nocturnal Animals. Yeah, like I say, incredible film. This is what made me go and blind buy A Single Man. I just think it was one of the best films of last year. I think Jake Gyllenhaal got criminally overlooked during awards season. Fantastic performance from him. Everyone, to be honest, everyone in this gave an incredible performances. But I think Tom Ford as well, as a director, really showed that he's got what it takes. And writer as well, because he wrote the screenplay for this. You know, it's based on other material, but he did write the screenplay. Yeah, cracking film that really deals with the theme of revenge and yeah, everything that entails. Next up is Speed, one of the best action films I think ever made. You know, if there's a contender to compete with the likes of Die Hard and Lethal Weapon, this was it. This was probably the first one that came out the gate and said, yeah, actually, you know what? We can still make them as good as Die Hard, as good as Lethal Weapon. Shame about the sequel, obviously, but hey-ho. Keanu Reeves. This would be in my top 5 Keanu Reeves films. There you go. Speed. Sandra Bullock is pretty good in that as well, I think. You know, that's before she became Sandra Bullock, the megastar, and she was just kind of like girl next door, Sandra Bullock. And yeah, really like her in that film. Finally, we got another great action movie, Predator, from the director of Die Hard, John McTiernan. Yeah, just one of the best action movies of all time, quite frankly, and one of the best movie monsters of all time. You know, if it's a toss-up between Predator or Alien, I kind of side with Predator. I like the design of Predator a lot more. It's a lot more fearsome, I feel. I think the Alien one's a lot scarier. I think Alien would be the one I'd least like to meet down a dark alley of the two. But yeah, Predator, vagina face, hey ho, there you go. Moving quickly on from that last comment, please do let me know about any of these movies if you've seen them and tell me what you think. Comment below, let me know, and until next time, crack in.